If anyone wanted evidence as to who wanted this shutdown, just look at the fact that Johnson does not even have the House in session.
As long as we have a Speaker of the House who is not willing to come back in with his members, then it's going to be hard to get this resolved.
All along, Republicans wanted to shut the government down.
Well, we do have the House Speaker with us here in the studio tonight. Let's welcome in Mike Johnson of Louisiana. Good to see you, sir. Thank you for taking the time. I know that you have been very busy today.
Busy day. Those clips are hilarious to me. The House did its job. The House Republicans did our job. It's been over 2 weeks. We passed that continuing resolution. It's clean, it's simple, it's 24 pages in length. We were simply trying to buy time. And this is really important for everybody to remember, John. The reason we're doing this is that the appropriators are trying to rebuild the muscle memory to do appropriations to spend taxpayer dollars responsibly. And that takes 12 separate approach bills. We were doing that, working through the process. We ran out of time. We need 7 more weeks. So we put a clean CR on the table, assuming that everybody, all the Democrats, would do the right thing. They've rejected it now 3 times as of today. The Senate Democrats, 44 of them, have voted that CR, the clean CR, down. And they proposed Chuck Schumer's version, which is a dirty CR. Why do we say that? Because he wants to add $1.5 trillion in new spending to a 7-week stopgap measure. And they want to give health care to illegal aliens, claw back the funds that we put in for rural hospitals and all sorts of other mayhem. We can't do that. We're just not going to do it.
So this is the real point of contention here. I mean, obviously, they want to restore some of the cuts that were enacted in the big, beautiful bill when it comes to Medicaid funding, et cetera. But Democrats insist our bill does not provide federal dollars for health care for illegal immigrants. And you say what?
I say they obviously have not read their bill. This counter proposal that he filed, everybody can Google it, go pull it up. It's on the Senate's website and in the legislative text. Go to page 57 of Chuck Schumer's bill and look at section 2141. It says right there in plain language they want to repeal the health provisions of the One Big Beautiful Bill.
I do part ways with you here on this idea of plain language.
Well, okay.
I read that whole section. It might as well be written in Mandarin.
And that's probably why the Democrats don't understand what they filed. But if you interpret that and you get through all the subsections, what you realize is they're trying to take out in its entirety the reforms that we put into the Big Beautiful Bill pertaining to health. And why is that so important? Because what we did was we strengthened the Medicaid program by making sure that ineligible recipients are not on the rolls. The CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, on August 25th published a letter and they said this is going to do exactly what Republicans said. They estimate that 2.3 million illegal recipients for Medicaid will be pushed off the rolls because of our reforms, and that it's going to save $185 billion of taxpayer funds. So they want to return all those ineligible people back to the rolls, and many of them are illegal aliens. That is a fact, and anybody who looks at it objectively has to say it's true.
So you say it's a clean CR. The Democrats say it's a dirty CR, but the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget seems to side with you. This is what the policy director, Chris Towner, said. The House CR is just about as clean of a CR as you could get. They really did seem to not want to rock the boat with it. It's been pointed out that this is a similar funding measure that Chuck Schumer and eight other Democrats voted for in March. But it's a little bit apples to oranges because there have been a lot of changes made between March and now, including cuts in the Big Beautiful Bill, rescissions package, the president's pocket rescission. So do the Democrats have a point that, hey, this is not what we voted for?
They don't have a point. The time and the place to argue over all of that is in the appropriations process. That's how the system works. What we're just trying to do is buy time. And they're exactly right in that analysis. I could have loaded this up with all sorts of partisan provisions and our policy writers and everything that we want, but we didn't do that because we're operating in good faith, and we want our partners on the other side of the aisle to go along with us so that the appropriators can go and debate all these issues. That's how the system works, and they're preventing it.
So you and others, including the vice president earlier today, have said that Chuck Schumer is digging in his feet now because of challenges from the left, particularly this idea of a threat of being primaried by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in 2028. Here is what she said about all that. Listen here.
I saw some Republican members of Congress saying, oh, well, if we have this shutdown, it's because of AOC. Well, if that's the case, my office is open and you are free to walk in and negotiate with me directly.
Bypass Chuck Schumer, just negotiate with
Sure.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. But there are a growing number of Democrats in the House who are saying Schumer should not be holding all the cards here. I mean, he's got a challenge on his left flank.
Well, he does. It's a terribly selfish decision. He is worried about that left flank, and he took a lot of heat when he did the right thing back in March on the exact same provision, the exact same CR. Go roll the tape. He gave impassioned speeches on why he had to do that, why it was the right thing, because they didn't want to inflict pain on the American people. That's exactly what's happening right now, John. Real people are suffering because of this.
I want to flashback quickly to the 1990s, 1993, 1996, and this is what some very prominent Democrats, Hillary Clinton and Chuck Schumer, were saying about illegal immigration and health care. Listen here.
We do not want to do anything to encourage more illegal immigration into this country. We know now that too many people come in for medical care as it is. We certainly don't want them having the same benefits that American citizens are entitled to have.
People say, well, why can't you stop illegal immigrants or others from coming here? And the number one answer we give our constituents is when they come here, they can get jobs, get benefits against the law because of fraud.
Just got a few seconds left, Mr. Speaker. How did the Democrats go from that to where they are today?
You know what happened? The people started to leave the party. They were losing voters. They still are. And in their desperation, they said, we'll turn illegals into voters. John, sounds like a conspiracy theory. It's exactly what happened. They switched all their positions for political expediency, and now they're making the American people pay for that. It's wrong and it's shameless.
How long does this go on?
I hope it's a short one because real people are suffering because of this.
The last one was 35 days. We'll see. Mr. Speaker, thank you for taking the time from a busy day.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.